crafty friends, Jen Cassell here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. So today I am sharing a project that I created for Creative Fabrica. If you are not familiar with them, they are my source for any and everything digital. I've been creating for them for a few months now. I think it was kind of starting more towards the beginning of the year. And I've been cranking out the projects for them because I love it. I've re-fallen in love with my Cricut again. You know, I equally split die cutting and cricketing, and I love them both for different reasons. But as I said, Creative Fabrica is my source of all things digital. I created this really fun summertime banner. This is all digital, all Cricut. And I just had so much fun doing it. I'm also going to include a tutorial for the festooning. I created this festooning to hang with my banner. I think it goes really well. I love doing this festooning because you can completely customize it to whatever project that you're doing. For me, I love pink and yellow during the summertime. It is my absolute favorite combination during summertime. And let me tell you a little bit about this banner. So all of these lemons are cut files from Creative Fabrica. I will link all of the SVG files that I used in the description box. Now, Creative Fabrica works two ways. You can either buy the individual cut files, paper, whatever you're buying from them, because they're more than SVG files. It's where I get most of my paper digital collections, as well as all the clip art that I use. So it's a wealth of information if you're into digitals. Now, I've been talking about doing a digital series. You're going to want to check out Creative Fabrica for this. I'm going to base a lot of my digital series around some of the files that I find on there, including the clip art. I'm going to do a complete step-by-step tutorial on how I do my ephemera. It'll be a lot of fun, but I would highly suggest you run over, check out Creative Fabrica. I'm going to leave a link. They're offering all of my subscribers 1 month free. 1 month free will get you up to 10 downloads. Now, if you buy the subscription, which you can usually find subscriptions for around $40 to $60 for the entire year. And when you have the subscription, you can download unlimited cut files, unlimited paper for free each month. It's a value that I would truly consider, because even before I started designing for them, I've been using their cut files for a very long time. So all of this is cut file, even down to the banner. Each of these banners were cut with the dark pink background. I layered gold trim around it, and then I did a white banner on top of that. And the white banners were all embossed with a honeycomb embossing folder. I then did a couple of these bows in the pink and white glitter paper. This too is a Creative Fabrica cut file. You've seen me use this bow countless times. Once again, all of the lemons in here. For this one, I did this adorable Hello Summer for the middle, and I layered a couple of fonts that I found on Creative Fabrica, because once again, they have a ton of fonts as well. I believe this is actually a font duo. I love grabbing the font duos from them because you don't have to think about it. They're made to match. Those fonts are so stinking cute. And once again, I will link that. The flowers that you see are part of the Garden Rose SVG file that's on there. There's actually several different layers to one rose, but when I cut them so that I could layer them individually and make smaller flowers. I love how this turned out. It's so stinking cute. I love the mix of textures that I've done with the glitter cardstock mixed in with the matte cardstock on top of the texture that I created with the embossing folders. This is just a super fun project. And if you want to see a short tutorial of me putting it together, I will link my reel from Instagram in the description box as well. So I did want to give you guys the heads up. I am traveling to Dallas next week, and when I get back, I'm going to start working on my digital series. I've promised you guys this for a really long time. So this is going to be a beginner level series geared towards people who are just dipping their toes into digital. I'm going to do a couple of projects start to finish. I'm going to do one die cutting project. I'm going to show you how I print all of my digital papers. I'm going to show you how I print my ephemera. I'm also going to do a start to finish 3D SVG file from Creative Fabrica. Probably not a banner like this, but I'm kind of leaning towards something else. I would suggest getting that Creative Fabrica, at least the free trial. That way you can follow along with the digital series. You're going to have up to 10 free downloads with that. So I would definitely check them out. Let's get going. Here's this fun festooning that I made. Love how this turns out. Super customizable. That's what I like about doing this. I promised you guys a tutorial when I showed you this adorable roller skate box that I created for Scrap Diva Designs. During the tutorial, I asked if you wanted to see how I made something like this. I love how it turned out. You guys definitely wanted it. Here is what I did with this one. This is the same thing that I used on here. Kind of just looking through my old projects to see where I used the festooning. And I did see this sitting in my craft room. Love how this turned out. This is the time that I use it most often, is during Halloween and Christmas. Okay, so I've already pre-cut some crepe paper. Usually when I do this, I'm doing it in very long strips, but for the purposes of the tutorial, these ones are about 18 inches that I cut, and you're also going to want some string. I'm just using regular household string. You could use twine. You want something with just a little bit of heft. I wouldn't really do yarn. I feel like it might unravel a little bit on. You're also going to want, I like to use liquid glue as well as my hot glue gun. So the kind of crepe paper that I'm using is just cheapo Dollar Tree crepe paper. You want at least 4 or 5 strands. I've done it with 6 as well. Anything below the 4 though, it kind of starts to get too thin and I don't really like the look of it. So shoot for like 4 or 5 different layers for this. So once you have them all cut down to roughly the same size, you're going to fold it in half. And I'm folding it all the way down. You don't need it completely precise, but you also don't want to have like long, wonky strands somewhere in there. Once you have it all folded, I'm going to fold it again, and I'm keeping my open ends over here. You can either use a pair of sharp scissors, or I like to use my Fringe scissors for this. You can find, these are an older pair of Martha Stewart ones. I don't think that these are sold anymore. I got them at Michael's a while back, but you can find these outside of the craft store. And what you're looking for are a pair of herb shears, they're called. So I actually have a couple of these in my house because I do keep them in the kitchen, and this is what I use to cut my herbs with. But it's great for crepe paper too, guys. So all we're going to do is make my first cut. I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch from the top. You don't want to go over that fold line. And I'm just going to keep going all the way down. I would not try to fold it over like this again if you're using the Fringe scissors. However, if you don't have the Fringe and you're using just a sharp pair of scissors, I would go ahead and fold it again. That way you just don't have to make as many cuts. So this is what I have, and I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to do it to all 4 of my streamers. So once again, I'm just going to fold that in half and bring that fold all the way down. Now that I have it folded all the way down, I'm going to fold it again, and I'm leaving those open ends together, and I'm grabbing my scissors. Just start cutting. Now I am going to grab both my white and the orange ones. I'm going to do the exact same thing, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have all of my crepe paper fringed, you're just going to want to start gently opening these. Now, if you happen to have, you know, if something happens to fall off, don't worry, you're not even going to notice. Your project isn't trashed. And I'm just going to lay that flat down on my work surface. Okay, I have all of my fringe ready to go. Now I'm going to grab some of my liquid glue. I just want to use Barely Art for this part. And I'm going to start running a bead of glue all the way up the center on that score line. And as you can see, I don't really care if I have some gaps. That's all right. And then I'm going to take my next layer and just pop that right on top. Once again, doesn't really matter if you're a little off when it comes to your spacing. You can just, we're gonna line everything up in just a moment. When I'm halfway through, I'm gonna add my string. So for this part, I want to use a little bit of hot glue. And I'm just running a bead of hot glue along that center component. And I'm adding my string. Just kind of find your center. I'll probably go ahead and cut a bit of that orange off right now. I'm going to grab my hot glue one more time and then just run a bead of hot glue right along that string. I'm going to add the black on top of this. Cut just a little bit off. And then for my last one, I am going to use a little Barely Art again. Now, the reason that I don't use hot glue on this whole project is because it can kind of make it a little bulky. It can make it a little bulky and a little heavy when you're doing, you know, a lot of different layers of the hot glue. So I forego that. You can try to do it with all hot glue if you want. You can try to do it with all liquid glue. That's totally up to you. At this point, we should have this. So now, this is the easy part, and it's gonna come alive. So starting with one end, I'm holding this in my finger, and I'm just gonna start twisting. And as you twist, you can start fluffing a little bit. Just keep twisting it up, coming back around and fluffing. Super cute, right? And it's amazing how easy this comes together. And that's it. Easy, cheap, quick, fun. Look at that festooning. I'm all ready for my Halloween projects. Super cute. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, just go ahead and leave them in the comments section and I will try to get to them. Thank you. Thank you for all of the love and the support that you guys have shown. If you have any questions in regards to Creative Fabrica, anything you want me to do for this digital series, what you would like to see, please let me know. I'm really excited about this. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. So thank you again. I appreciate it. I love hearing all of your questions and comments, and I will see you in the next crafty video. Bye.